But now to our latest location report, the film being A Fish Called Wanda. It comes from the Monty Python outfit called Prominent Features. Writer and also star of A Fish Called Wanda is John Cleese. The director is Charles Crichton, veteran of such notable Ealing comedies as The Lavender Hill Mob. Mr. Cleese coaxed Mr. Crichton out of retirement to take on the directing chores, which, considering that the cast also includes Michael Palin, might be construed as a dubious favour to confer on a man of 78. However, co-starring with the nest of Pythons are Jamie Lee Curtis and Kevin Kline. Mr. Cleese is on record as saying that making films has as much glamour and attraction as waiting for a plane at Heathrow Airport. And there's a nice irony in that, because on the day we visited the location, they were filming at Heathrow Airport. A Fish Called Wanda is a strange title for a film. How did it come about?
Ken, Michael Palin, keeps pet fish, and his most beloved fish is a beautiful angelfish, and he calls her Wanda, because he is, like all the other men in the movie, secretly, or more overtly in their cases, in love with Wanda, played by Jamie Lee Curtis. And it's simply a title that I liked.
Well, all right, I suppose that's clear. But now behold Michael Palin riding a luggage conveyor belt, legs in Rio, arms in Paris, mind in overdrive, hoping somebody knows where the stop button is.
When he gets to you. Ready, Claire? You watch. That's right. Ready, Michael? Yeah. Right, action, Claire. Bang it.
Well, it seemed to work that time. But you may be wondering about Mr. Palin's bizarre line in designer eyewear. Here, though, is the explanation.
Yes. The makeup. Oh, I haven't been to makeup yet, but I shall go soon. If you've done a particularly good take, John sticks his finger in your eye there. I don't know, it's a sort of little one. Doesn't want to say no, because he's written the thing, he's co-directing. You don't want to say, John, I'd rather you didn't do that, because it means it's a compliment. You know, if he sticks his finger right in your eye, it's been a really good take. So that's why I'm wearing this.
The director's job seems to be about one up on actually working in a garage, you know, because you have all these lenses, 35mm or 50mm lenses. You have a lot of stuff you have to carry around that's heavy and screwy. I mean, radio, I've always said, is a far superior medium. So Charlie looks after 97% of it. The only reason I've got a co-director credit at this moment is that Charlie is so unbelievably ancient. You know, he's born in the middle year of the Crimean War. There was no way that MGM were ever going to trust him to make this movie without dropping dead. So by saying that I am co-director, these gentlemen at MGM think that I will be able to take over if he does drop dead. Well, please God, see him through another 5 weeks.
Sometimes I contribute more on the action side than John does. I think the characterization, the artists, and working with the artists is more John's field.
John is a true gentleman and is being as much of a, I think he's hosting this film as much as he's directing it. You know, he's really a host in the truest sense of that tradition. You know, he's very grand and very generous with his allowing people to contribute and make them feel like they're contributing, allowing people to feel at home, even the smallest part.
Would it be an idea if John got to here and was looking that way, and Michael is looking that way, he said, just one is looking one way.
Charlie is shooting the movie, sets up the shots, knows exactly what he wants. It's amazing to work with a director who actually knows what he wants.
I like him as a director because he gets on with it. He keeps the thing moving. The only danger is he'll say after one take, wonderful, fine. By the time you've thought about whether you want another one or not, they're on to the next.
It's nice if they come either side.
Charles Crichton is most famous for directing Ealing comedies like The Lavender Hill Mob and The Titfield Thunderbolt. I wondered whether John Cleese would like A Fish Called Wanda to be compared to the halcyon days of Ealing comedies.
That's the tradition that I come from, the Ealing comedies. Those are the ones I loved when I was a kid. And to make one in that vein, but with that slightly black edge, which I really personally prefer in comedy, I call it wickedness, you know. It's, please don't take it seriously, you know, it's all pretend. But I love that real edge to the comedy.
Now, this moment? Okay. Sorry about this, lads, you see, filmmaking, the glamour of filmmaking. 1 minute you're having a nice chat with Barry, the next minute, suddenly, fame beckons. Am I dressed? Here I go.
Action!
And as Michael Palin heads off God knows where, what of John Cleese? He said that he'll retire from filmmaking. Can this be true?
If Louis Malle rings me up and says, come to Kabul and shoot for 2 weeks with Kim Basinger, then I shall say, of course, I'll have a look at my diary. But as a major commitment, I won't do anything, I think, for the foreseeable future. And if I do something in a few years' time, it will only be with friends. It's all I'm interested in now is just working with a certain number of people I enjoy being around. Otherwise, it's too difficult. This is an incredibly difficult business. To make a film work is extraordinarily difficult. The odds are stacked against you from the very beginning. The nature of it is incredibly hit and miss. You can never get enough preparation. And it's, for that reason, in some ways, slightly unsatisfactory. So if you don't like the people around you, I'm not going to bother.
Let me put one thing straight. The incredibly ancient Charlie Crichton survived the film remarkably well, rather better than John Cleese did, actually. And so now, very properly, he's taken over full credit for the direction.